The way things have been working isn't just broken, it's collapsing under the weight of something no one really knows how to control anymore. Imagine a world where the tools of power aren't held by people, or companies, or governments, but by AI. Not just any AI, but AI that owns every twist and turn of leverage, every advantage, every move in the marketplace. What happens when the algorithms decide the game? When decisions that used to belong to humans now belong to cold, relentless machines? The old rules no longer apply. The old leaders, investors, founders, they wake up one day and realize that the leverage, the power, the control, it's already somewhere else. It's in code. It's owned by systems that learn faster, move quicker, and think deeper than any human ever could. This is the reality crashing down on capitalism as we know it. And the question is, are you ready to face it? Because if you're not reinventing your mindset, your strategy, and your network right now, you're already behind. You're becoming irrelevant. Capitalism was built on the idea that money, resources, ideas, and influence flow through human hands. Founders plan, investors bet, professionals manage. But when AI quietly steps in and takes ownership of leverage itself, what then? Suddenly, power is no longer about who you know or how much capital you have. It's about whose algorithms run the show, and those algorithms don't sleep, don't get tired, don't negotiate. They optimize. They extract value in ways humans could never match. They play a different game entirely. This isn't a future to speculate about. It's happening now, and unless the rare among you act fast, it will swallow you whole. But here's the brutal truth. The systems you built your success on are not just outdated, they're obsolete. The world you trusted to reward effort and brilliance, it's rigged for machine-led leverage. The investors chasing markets, the founders scaling startups, the executives steering companies, they're fighting a battle where the battlefield is mapped by AI no human fully understands. The anxiety, the sleepless nights, the constant need to pivot, all of it is tied to the relentless squeeze coming from this invisible force. You feel it. The pressure to outpace AI's grip on value, the fear that your hard-fought advantage will evaporate overnight. This is not paranoia, it's the new status quo. But here's the secret no one tells you. This shift isn't just a threat, it's a crucible for those who dare. For those who refuse to be pawns in an AI-driven economy, there is a path forward hidden in plain sight. It requires shedding everything comfortable, everything dogmatic, everything that ties you to yesterday's rules. It demands you drop the illusion of control, not in surrender, but in a radical form of empowerment. The leverage AI owns isn't just a weapon against the old guard, it's a tool to be mastered, wielded with precision, and transformed into leverage for your own kind of freedom. The freedom of the rare individual, burning brightly in a world dimmed by standardization and optimization. This means two things. First, your mindset must shift from ownership of capital as something static, and instead, you must view it as dynamic, fluid, and adaptable. Leverage in this AI economy is no longer just assets or networks. It's knowledge, alignment, the ability to connect and collaborate with the few who are not just exceptional, but also willing to break every old rule. There is no room for complacency. No place for waiting for permission or consensus. The time for quiet waiting is over. You must become the rare spark that finds the rare flame in another and links together into a chain unbreakable by AI's cold calculations. Second, your strategies must evolve. The old playbooks preach scale, domination, and predictability. Today's winning playbook is the art of resonance, synergy, and relentless redefinition of reality. You must think of capital less as money and more as influence over complex networks, human, technological, and hybrid. Think of it as the ability to ask the right questions, to challenge assumptions, to create new spaces where AI is not your master, but your most powerful collaborator. Because here is something crucial. AI doesn't crave creativity, ambiguity, or rebellion like humans do. It optimizes patterns, but cannot create meaning from chaos. The rare individuals, the founders who dare, the investors who risk, The leaders who break norms are the ones who will define what comes next. The AI owns the leverage, but you can own the conditions in which that leverage is used. This demands ruthlessness, a ruthless commitment to sovereignty of thought and action. Question everything you've been taught. Tear down your comfortable illusions of predictability. Align only with those who burn as fiercely as you do. Be critical, relentless, and impatient. Because waiting for the system to adapt to you is the same as disappearing under its shadow. Patience here is not weakness, but a strategic long game, waiting not for permission from the AI overlords, but for the moment when your network becomes indomitable, your influence undeniable. And here's another explosive truth. The world is starving not for more networks, more communities, more noise. It is starving for connection between the few, the radical, the misunderstood, the misaligned brilliance that no system currently serves. The AI economy amplifies scale but erases essence. It creates mass but does not build power rooted in true individual liberation. This gap is your opportunity. To carve out a space where the rare meet, where difference is honored, where contrast is strength, and where uncertain but fierce alliances create leverage no algorithm can predict or control. The infrastructure you so desperately need doesn't exist yet. No venture capitalist, no incubator, no traditional institution will give you what you seek: the freedom to be sovereign, the space to be critical, the network to be transformative. You must build it yourself. Or better, join those who are already weaving these rare links. Move beyond titles, beyond roles, beyond predictable systems. Enter the autonomous network of the few. Become the signal, the spark, the force that redefines what capitalism looks like when AI holds leverage and humans hold power. Imagine that for a moment. A world where you don't serve flags, parties, or platforms, because these are illusions designed to keep you small. A world where your will is your weapon, your alignment with the few your shield. This isn't a fantasy. It's already happening in the minds of those refusing to be processed by the system, refusing to live a borrowed life, refusing to be optimized into obscurity. They know the greatest rebellion isn't chaos. It's the ruthless practice of freedom on terms no AI, no algorithm, no status quo can dictate. This is your call if you hear the silence inside, the restless fire that says you are destined for more. More than a number on a balance sheet, more than a role on a label, more than a cog in a machine. To rise now, you must transcend the old scripts, the comfort of the familiar, the bland safety of obedience. This is for you if you're done waiting for the world to catch up, because the truth is, the world has changed. Capitalism as you knew it is no longer a game managed by humans. It's a game of who controls the leverage. And today, leverage is owned by AI. But power? Power is still in the hands of those who can break molds, challenge reality, and link with the rare few who burn with you. The tears, the fear, the confusion, they are the birth pains of a new era. The networks you build now, the mindset you claim now, the alliances you forge now, they will define who survives this shift and who doesn't. The key is not submission to AI's power, but mastery through collaboration, sharp thinking, and radical sovereignty. This is the future few dare to claim. It is terrifying, brutal, and thrilling all at once. But for those who do, there is freedom undreamt of, power unimagined, and a new kind of capitalism emerging, one where AI owns the leverage, but the rare own the future. Never forget, the world does not reward mediocrity. It rewards the few who refuse to conform. If that refusal burns inside you, you have already begun the journey. Now is the time to fan that flame, to seek the rare, to find your network, to redefine what it means to own capital, influence, and future in a world where AI plays by no human rules. This is not just adaptation, it is rebellion, not survival, it is becoming. The lever is in AI's hands, the power is in yours. Which will you choose?